Hello guys, we are back with the new patch notes. I believe this is 1.0.5. A lot of good stuff been happening in this patch, and I'm really excited to go through them all. We'll see who's been affected the most and what we can expect for this new patch. So yeah, let's get into it straight away with the universal gameplay changes. So the two big things, a lot of moves have their knockback scaling increased, and this is one thing that a lot of people complained about. I saw Leffen complain about this a lot, and I kind of agree that the later percent you get, moves don't really kill, and it kind of just like, you kind of just need to kill someone straight up with a strong move. You can't really edge guard them, you can't really just hit them with a straight hit and kill them. It's just not really a thing. So this being changed is really, really good. Another big thing, ledge grab boxes have been shrunk for every single character. Again, recoveries, really, really big annoyance in Rivals 2, where a lot of characters can kind of just make it back from anywhere. So any change to hurt recoveries is really good. One of the things with their changing is a lot of recoveries are locked out of fast folding. So I believe things like Zetterburn, down B, Wrastor, up B, Kragg, pillarless cancel, those type of moves, you can't fast forward them until a lot longer, basically removing the fast forwarding altogether. But yeah, really good. The more recovery nerfs, the better. B reversals will now always happen on a specific frame. Don't really know what this affects, but I guess making it more consistent is always good. This change is very funny because you can no longer reverse up specials on frame 1 when you use them out of shield. So I might be wrong, but I feel like this only applies to Wrastor, because I don't really know anyone else that is reversing up special out of shield. Apart from, I guess, Wrastor up B out shield. It just makes it so, I guess, if you cross Wrastor up, it's a bit harder to hit your up B out of shield. But apart from that, I don't really see who else this hits. But Wrastor up B out of shield was very strong. So if it is the case where if you cross him up and it's not as strong, that's very good. So medium hit stun can now be wall teched on the frame you get hit. So there are some situations where you get hit with a move repeatedly and you just keep getting bounced on the wall. So I guess this gives, like, it says a little bit of counterplay to that, so you can now tech those, which is always nice. You can no longer input a wall tech during the last 6 frames of hit pause. Now you must input the tech before getting hit. Interesting, again, just making it a bit harder. Jump inputs will now take priority over parry inputs while in the shield release state. So this is pretty good for people that do shine out of shields. Well, that move fast moves out of shield. So for example, Zetterburn, shine out of shield, this will make it a bit more consistent. So sometimes when you're trying to do shine out of shields, you'll actually parry, because you want to press them at the same time, you'll parry first by accident. So now that jumps takes priority over parry, it's really good. So it'll make parrying out of shield a lot more consistent. So this next change, fast falling after dropping through a platform, will now require your joystick to be below -0.8 instead of -. Blah blah blah. So I don't really use the walk modifier. I assume this is what this is. Well, it says this is what's affecting it the most. But again, having things more consistent is always good. But now onto the good stuff, the character changes. So Zetterburn, let's see what they're saying. Up special now retains 20% of its momentum while transitioning into the recovery window instead of stopping immediately. So pretty good. Up special now goes a bit further, which is always nice. Arrow down special can never fast forward until it enters. Yeah, so this is quite a big change. So a lot of the top Zetterburns, even the mid-level, high-level Zetterburns, they fast fall, down B cancel pretty much every single time. It can make it a lot harder to edge guard him, you know, down like Clairen down tilt, Maypul F tilt, things like that. Makes it a bit harder to get those. So with this change, you can't really fast fall Zetterburn down B unless you're really, really high up, because you need enough time to actually go into that fall window state that it says. So we'll see how big of a change this is. I personally think this is like a really big change. It's going to make edge guarding Zetterburn a lot easier, especially now that you can't grab as high up. That combined with this is going to hurt Zetterburn a lot, but we'll see, I guess, in practice how it actually affects it. Flame Puddle will no longer light opponents on fire if their ECB center is below the puddle. Another thing that I've seen a lot of people complain about is that Zetterburn's down B just sets people on fire way too easily. So this is nice. We've got some knockback changes, just as mentioned at the beginning. They're just trying to make moves kill a bit easier towards the end. Forward strong hit 1 shields to increase by 1. So the reason they did this is, as it says here, sometimes when you're at the ledge or at the edge of a platform, when you get hit by S smash, you get pushed back, and then the second hit of S smash connects, making you die, which is stupid. If you shield S smash, you should be shielding it the whole time. So this fixes this. And then lastly, which is probably the second biggest change, is up strong changes. So we've got 2 less active frames, we've got 4 frames more end lag, and we've got the hitbox move further down to make it not as big. So all these changes combined, I personally love. I see a lot of Zetterburns do up smash into forward air into forward air, and just really boring advantage state stuff. And Zetterburn's got a lot of source, so it makes him. I'm a fan that they're doing this to basically add more creativity instead of it just being, you know, the same old boring stuff. But overall, big fan of the Zetterburn changes. I like the knockback changes. I like the up smash changes. Down B is a bit scary, but we'll see how bad it is in the end. But next up, we have Ranno. Not that many changes. Let's see, we made up tilt less safe on shield, and we adjusted down air's hitbox to better match the animation. Oh, thank God for this. The amount of times you get hit by Ranno down air, it just doesn't hit you. But it does, is ridiculous, so that's good. Big fan of that. So, forward special, when you hit your tongue, you can no longer fast fall during the whiff recovery window. I don't really know if this affects much, but, you know, well, I guess we'll have to see. Up tilt early hit shield pushback multiplier 1 to 0.5. This is an amazing change. For some reason, Ranno up tilt point blank is safe on shield, and it's stupid. So now at least you'll have to space it a tiny bit for it not to be shield grabbed, which is always nice. And then we've got a bunch of knockback changes, making them stronger at higher percents, which is always good. Down air hitbox shrunk slightly. Okay, good, yeah. And this is what's referring to the down air animation matching the hitbox a bit more, which is amazing. So good changes overall. Big fan. You know, Ranno forward air could have been nerfed a little bit more, in my opinion. I don't really like that you can do forward air, forward air, forward air, forward air, but you know, we can't ask for everything, I guess. Next up is Wrastor. We finally reworked Wrastor's knockback values and recovery in accordance with our universal changes. So I guess the up B nerf, which was mentioned in the general stage, where you can't do it on frame 1. If you do reverse up B, also affects Wrastor the most out of every class, probably the only character. So that's also a pretty big nerf. But apart from that, it seems just like generic recovery and knockback changes. So nothing too crazy for Wrastor. Seems like because of this change, though, special max horizontal airspeed during special fall window, this is going to make punishing Wrastor missing up B out of shield a lot easier, because you can't travel across the stage, which is always good. But overall, decent Wrastor changes. You know, Wrastor dash attack. What's going on, guys? We gotta nerf that move a little bit, but yeah, not too bad. All right, Kragg. We've made Kragg's down strong a little less active in order to make tech chasing require more precision. Thank God. Kragg's down special was ridiculously stupid. Doesn't matter what you did, you would just get hit by it. Any tech, didn't matter. So it's good that adding a bit more skill to that. So it seems like Kragg isn't getting any specific changes apart from that. We're just getting the generic you can't fast fall stuff, and we're getting forward tilt, forward air, up air, knockback changes, which is, I guess, good. Kragg does need to kill a higher percent. He is the big, beefy, strong guy, so it's good that they've done this, and it's really good that they made this. They're making it a bit easier to do, which is really good. So, onto Fleet. We've adjusted Fleet's forward strong, so to be better at mid-range while losing some range on her backwards hitbox. So Fleet last patch was probably the worst character in the game, so it's good to see that they're trying to fix a lot of her moves, as you can see. I mean, as well as the global knockback changes, it is good that Fleet is getting a lot of them, since Fleet is a zoner and you kind of want her straight hits to eventually kill. That wasn't really the case last patch. So it's nice we're seeing forward tilt, neutral air, sweet and sour, forward air, the hit stun getting a bit stronger, back air sweet spot, back air sour spot, up air early, up air late. Yeah, so just a lot of her moves just getting stronger at later percent, which is nice to see. And the big change is forward strong now has a middle strength hitbox for 5 frames between the sweet spot and the sour spot, with knockback 6, which, okay, this is very strong. So Fleet's forward smash, which I don't think was really used that much apart from tech chasing, reading roll in, maybe. It's going to get a bit more use since it's a bit bigger now, so that's always nice. But I don't really see Fleet getting much stronger. Probably going to be around the same, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Maypul. We brought back a Rivals of Ether mechanic that would slide Maypul forward when using her forward tilt. So we got the generic knockback changes on up special. Again, up special not being able to fast fall, which is another global change, but the main change is now forward tilt boosts her slightly forward during the active frames. So I guess they're doing this so you can't really spam F tilt in place. I don't really know if this is a nerf or a buff. We'll have to see what the uses are, but I think Maypul deserves a slight speed, spite seed nerf, and also side B needs to be gutted a bit more. I think it's still ridiculous. I know with the global changes to the ledge grabs, Maypul can no longer drop down side B for free. It takes it's a bit harder. You got to do jump side B instead. Not that much harder, but still, you know, a nerf is a nerf at the end of the day. Not much changes. Maypul's probably the exact same as they were. We'll see how much this F-tilt thing develops, but yeah, Maypul didn't get touched that much. All right, next up we have Clairen. We've improved the feel of Clairen's up special, aiming to help the move connect into itself better and remove frustrating situations where the move would whiff towards the end of the first swing. Cool. So we've got a lot of knockback changes, just making all of her sour spots, sweet spots, whatever, a bit stronger at late percent, going towards the global changes. Forward special can no longer fast fall, again, more global changes. Okay, and this is, I guess, is the main change. They're trying to make up special connect a bit better. So overall, Clairen got a decent amount of buffs, especially with the knockback changes. I believe Clairen is already a very disgusting character and is really, really, really strong. So with these changes, I don't know. I think she's top 2, maybe top 3, but we'll see. Especially with the up special buff, making her recovery, which is probably her weakest bit, a bit stronger. I don't know, guys. We gotta nerf this little cat a bit more. She's a bit too strong, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. All right, next up, Loxodont. Again, with a lot of knockback changes. It seems like almost all the moves that he has is got a lot stronger, and it doesn't really seem like anything else has really changed. Jab tipper can now be auto floor hugged. I guess that's nice. They don't know universally applied to all jab ones. Oh, so I guess Loxodont jab 1 for some reason it wasn't auto floor huggable before, and we've done that now. I'm happy to see that the Loxodont down players are kind of going now. I think Loxodont is really, really strong. His gameplay is really toxic. He just sits in the corner and just camps the whole time, but it's nice to see Loxodont no longer bottom 1 by the whole world. You know, we're seeing a lot of people putting him mid-tier and above, so it's good to see. But overall, I guess Loxodont is pretty much the same. Not much has really changed. I guess the forwards, the side B, now that you can't fast fall it until a certain point, that might change, making him a bit easier to edge guard. But yeah, I don't think Loxodont has changed much. It's probably in the same space as he was last patch. All right, now moving on to Orcane. We've given Orcane back his aerial down special stall with both a limitation and an option to not use it. We also have increased the size of back air to sweet spot and fixed a few bugs. Making Orcane back air better is dangerous, very, very dangerous. That move is so strong, so getting it a bit more consistent is very, very, very scary. We'll see where Orcane is, but Orcane might have jumped up a crazy amount of tiers just because of that one change, to be honest. But new special recovery 22 to 20, start increasing the move's overall utility. So I guess they've made what's it called, puddle, a bit easier, a bit less lag, which is, you know, sure, whatever. Forward special recovery frames before he can grab ledge 10 to 7. This makes his recovery slightly harder to intercept from on stage. Okay, so they've made his bubble butt a bit easier to grab ledge. I guess that's fine. Orcane's recovery shouldn't really be the best off stage, but I don't think it changes too much. Now, this is quite a big change. So last patch, down special didn't stall at all, which was really, really bad because Orcane actually is really easy to combo, especially vertically. You kind of just hit him over and over again. So removing the stall hurt him a lot. So it's good that they're adding it back. So it's once per air time unless you hold the shield button. That's even better. So they're giving the Orcanes the option to use the down B stall or not use the down B stall, which is nice. And then again, the generic knockback changes. Back air sweet spot radius went from 18 to 25. That's so much bigger. I'm really, really curious to see how much stronger they've made, how much easier they made Orcane back air to connect. But yeah, this is gonna be really interesting to see. And then a couple bug fixes. All right, so lastly, Forsburn. He has a lot of changes. Last patch, Forsburn was kind of toxic. He kind of had like his stall thing where he would just do side B in the air, drop down back air, and kind of just repeat that whole process, and it was really toxic to play against. Of course, Forsburn can be hype. We've seen Cake Assaults in bracket, he does some really cool stuff, but hopefully this patch nerfs his kind of toxic playstyle. All right, so first of all, we've got his clone spawn. Startup adds 6 more frames, and the recovery is adds 4 more frames. So this is good. It's adds more risk to his clone startup and clone edlag, so you can contest him a bit easier, which is always nice. Generic fast fall changes, as we mentioned on literally every other character. This change is pretty nice. Special air acceleration and recovery window 0.72 down to 0.36, so almost halving his air acceleration after using up B, which is good. It's kind of this like fake thing going around where Forsburn has a bad recovery. I think his recovery is really good. He kind of can make it back from anywhere, so it's good that they're nerfing that. Clone explosion being floor huggable. It's a nice change. Doesn't really change anything though. In practice, you're not really going to be holding down whilst you're running at clone. Tilt boosting getting nerfed is good. Jab 2 and 3 speed boosts are no longer additive, so I think this is what this is referring to. I might be wrong, but I think Forsburn's tilt boost was one of the best in the games, so this makes it a bit slower, I think. I might be wrong though. And then back air sweet spot damage 13 down to 11. Don't really know if they needed this, but I guess it's always nice. And then all the generic knockback changes, making moves kill longer. Oh, also I kind of forgot, Forsburn down air is really good. Probably like a top 2 down air in the game, maybe top 3. So seeing these changes are really nice. They're making his spike damage less. This reduces the shield advantage of these attacks by 2 frames, a bit too safe. Okay, so this also makes it less safe on shield, which is always nice. Down air's 3rd active frame no longer has spike hitboxes on the dagger, tip, and hilt. This prevents situations where Forsburn would spike opponents in front of him by hitting them with the lowest reach part of the swipe. Okay, so they made his down air, again, not as easy to hit. Makes it add a bit more skill, which is good because, as said before, his down air, one of the best down airs in the game. Again, as mentioned previously, forward strong dagger knockback, just making it a bit stronger at late percent. But yeah, that's all the changes. I'm really curious how this patch is going to go. We've got a lot of knockback changes and the fast fall changes. Oh, the big thing for me is Orcane back air. I'm really curious how consistent people are going to get at hitting that, because if they can get good at hitting Orcane back air, the character jumps from one of the, I guess, bottom characters in the game from one of the top really fast, because that move's knockback is crazy. I'm a big fan of the fast fall changes, making it a bit easier to edge guard most of the characters, and I'm also a big fan of the knockback changes, just making it a bit easier just to kill people in general, because we see, you know, people not dying for super high percent, so it's nice that we're doing that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, just quickly going over the new patch notes, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.